Hey guys, so tonight I want to talk to you guys about my two successful pregnancies that weren't so, I mean, obviously they were successful because I had two daughters, but I want to tell you guys about both of my pregnancy stories. So in 2013 is when I had Delilah. Okay. So she's 6 years old now, and sorry, I'm driving right now, so bear with me, guys. And I'm like not in a familiar place, so I don't even know where I'm going. But okay, so anyway, so obviously, you know, I have two beautiful, gorgeous, amazing, healthy daughters, but my pregnancies with them were not that successful. And I'm gonna tell you guys my story. So in 2013 is when I had Delilah. And she within the first, 7 months was great, but then she at 32 weeks, when I was pregnant 32 weeks, I had to go to the hospital and be put on bed rest because my daughter decided that she wanted to come out early. And I mean early, like literally my amniotic fluid leaked when I was 32 weeks pregnant. It actually happened on my birthday. Okay, so and it happened when I was working at Sonic, the drive-in. So yeah, that was a lot of fun. Okay, so I remember I was, running around like crazy, and then all of a sudden I feel as if I peed myself, and I'm like, what the hell is this? And so I go to the bathroom, and I see that I didn't pee myself, and also, so I see that I didn't pee myself, and there was no blood, and it was just water. So I tell my boss at the time, I was like, I think my water just broke. And then he's like, well, what are you doing here? Go to the hospital. And, like I said, I was only, 32 and a half weeks. So I go to the hospital, not thinking, anything of it. But anyway, sorry. So I go to the hospital with my mom, because Toby was living in the city at the time. And they did tests on, this water that was coming out of me. And, they came out an hour later and said, it's your amniotic fluid. And I'm like, my mom and I are like, wait, what? And they're like, yeah. So, because you're only 32 weeks, you have to stay, or 32 and a half weeks, you're going to have to stay here on bed rest until, we induce you at 34 weeks. And I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? What? I was in shock. My mom was in shock. Sorry if I'm dark and light and then dark and then light. Okay, so I had to stay in the hospital, okay, for a week and a half basically, okay. So the very first night, actually no, second night, I caught pneumonia. I caught, guys. Pneumonia, okay. And so that was rough. At 3 a.m., I woke up not be able to breathe. The nurse comes in, they do all these x-rays and stuff, and they said, oh, you have pneumonia. And so they had to in my IV, they had to literally pump me with the antibiotics. I'm like, is this gonna hurt Delilah? They're like, no, it's not gonna hurt Delilah, you're gonna be fine, the baby's gonna be fine, blah blah. So then the long week and a half passed finally. And my sister brings Toby to the hospital so he can be there with me. And so what happened was, sorry, I'm trying talking to light. Okay, so what happened was they induced me on September 11th at 7 in the morning, okay, and I was huge, okay, even though it was 34 weeks, but I was huge. And so I, get induced, and it was a 16-hour fucking labor. They get in the, the Pitocin right away, and they gave me a shot of Latin because I couldn't stand the pain. I was like, I want an epidural, I want an epidural, I want an epidural now, because the contractions, I couldn't stand it. And they're like, it's way too early for, you know, an epidural right now. And I'm like, oh. So, like, you know, 16 hours later, she finally comes out, you know, and because she was preemie, they want to keep her in the NICU. And so, because she had a heart murmur, or, okay, what they called was, it was called episodes, okay? She would have episodes of, where her heart and her heart rate and oxygen would literally drop to zero. And, like, I mean, literally, I would go, like, back and forth, you know, and to the hospital, because I was, like, breastfeeding, but, like, through the bottle, you know? But, like, I would literally go back and forth to the hospital, like, 3 or 4 times. And, you know, it was just weird because I did not even want to leave my baby. I had my baby before my baby shower, like what? So freaking well, I'm just gonna I'll pull over to the side so I can talk to you guys. Hang on 1 second, okay? Hold on. Sorry about that, guys. So I'm like literally in a random parking lot. But yeah, okay. Like I don't even know where I'm at. I'm like somewhere in Addison. But anyway, okay. So yeah. So she was having these heart and oxygen. They called episodes, where it would literally drop to zero. You know, like we were like totally down would like literally hold her, and you wouldn't even like, you know, notice that she was having it. And so she didn't come home for like 11 days, okay? And so they didn't understand why, like, you know, my amniotic fluid broke. But it was crazy because on my birthday, the day that it happened, my grandma told me, she's like, you're dropping, like, you're gonna have her, like, soon, like, it's gonna be very, very soon, like, you're dropping. And my mom and I are like, no, she's not due for, like, another 2 months, like, no way, because she was actually due October 23rd, like, that was her due date. She's gonna be a Scorpio. She acts like a Scorpio, too. But, anyway, so she finally came home after 11 days, because the doctor said that if she did not have any episodes, you know, for a week straight, then she can go home. So, literally, 7 days straight, like, for, like, the first 4 days, she kept having the episodes. But then it got better, because obviously, you know, for a whole week, you know, she didn't have any episodes at all whatsoever. So, thank God for that. So, I brought her home, and she actually went to her own baby shower. Like, everybody got to hold her and everything. And, unfortunately, because she, you know, was so preemie, and she was 5 pounds and 3 ounces when she was born. Like, she was so small. Like, I was so scared of holding her because she was that small. But she's, like, you know, obviously perfectly healthy now, which thank God. But so she has a heart murmur, or had a heart murmur, and she also has asthma because her lungs were obviously undeveloped, and she also has eczema, which is really nothing because I have eczema. Like, it's really, really common nowadays. But, so yeah. So, then 3 years later, I get pregnant with Avery. And, this one's actually pretty sad. So, my baby, Avery, I actually planned her. Like, I wanted her so bad, because I want another child so bad. Sorry, like, my eyes bother me. I wanted her so bad. I knew exactly when I was fertile, and, you know, I did, you know, we did our thing. Like, I made sure, you know, that we did our thing. Like, every single day I knew that I was fertile, and it actually worked. You know, I got pregnant, you know, when I wanted to, and because of Delilah, I was considered high risk. So I had to see 2 different doctors. I had to see a specialist, and I had to see a regular, you know, OB, or midwife, you call it. And, I was, at 20 weeks, I started bleeding, and that's because they didn't know, but obviously I have a weak cervix. So, it was just, like, basically, I had to be put on this medicine called, progesterone, and it was, like, through my vag, like, and it was disgusting. Like, I had to put it in every single night, and it was just to make sure that my cervix would stay. I'm like in front of a freaking, like, warehouse. It's like dark. It's really scary, guys. There's like cars passing me, so I'm gonna try to get this right, as fast as I can. So, yeah, and there's like people looking at me. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna get this done quick. Okay. Anyway, so in 20 weeks, I had to be put on this medicine. They had to like literally put inside me every single night. That it was just gross, but it was to protect my cervix and make sure that Avery did not come out early. So the medicine was used until I was 37 weeks pregnant. So I finally, was done in 37 weeks. And at 38 and a half weeks, on August 27th, 2016, at 7 o'clock in the morning, I woke up and I passed a huge blood clot. And, what happened, well, it was like, it was huge. Like, I know it's gross, but the reason why I brought it in was just so they didn't think that I was a liar, because my ex friend and I literally went to the hospital 3 times a week because I thought I was in labor, because my back pain was just so bad, everything was just so bad. But anyway, so I bring the blood clot and I show them, and they're trying to do all these tests for we don't know why, but since you're 38 and a half weeks, we're just going to induce you. And also the whole week, every single time I would go to the doctor, because I would have to take stress tests with her, because things were happening with her that they didn't try to take care of. But anyway, sorry, I'm about to get emotional. So I did a stress test every single day before that, and then they saw with Avery's, they obviously induced me when they couldn't figure out why I was passing blood clots, because they have it in the hospital too. So let's just induce her. Let's just get this baby, let's get the baby out of her. So then I passed another blood clot, and I think that made me learn one. So finally she came out, and Avery was born dead. She was dead. She was blue. She didn't have a heart rate. Nothing. No screaming. And then the whole entire time, I was like, is my baby okay? Because there was 5 nurses in there taking care of her, and I was like, is my baby okay? And no one said anything for 5 minutes. So my baby was dead for 5 minutes because the cord was wrapped on her neck. And it took them 5 minutes to revive her. 5 minutes to revive her. And thank God they revived her. And yeah, she's healthy. There's no problems at all with her at all whatsoever. Thank God. But just imagine, I understand and I know how mothers feel when they have stillborns, because Avery, she was close to it. I don't know. It was really hard. Especially, knowing that 5 nurses are around your baby, and also a doctor too. So there was 6 different people taking care of her, or trying to bring her back to life. And it's obviously, I was having problems. You saw that I was, that she was stressing every single time that I was having contractions, during my stress test. Every single time I was contracting, her heart rate would drop to 0. My ex friend, she's the one that noticed it too, and they didn't do anything about it, which is the most sickening thing ever. And so thank God, after 5 minutes they revived my baby, and she had no problems at all. She actually came home on my birthday, which was the best birthday present ever that year. And it's just crazy. If they did not bring my baby back, I would have sued them, and I don't even know how I would live myself, because I don't know. There's just it was just a lot. But so so after that, literally 2 days after, 2 to 4 days after that, I started feeling sick, really, really sick. I thought I had the flu or something. So I kept taking Tylenol, and and just just laying down, trying to sweat it out, whatever. And then my fever spikes up all the way to 103. So I go to a different hospital. I go to Elmhurst Hospital this time. And the doctor, or the nurse that came in, he was like, all right, we got a winner. He's like, wait, you just had a baby? And I was like, yeah. And he's like, and you have a 103-degree fever. I'm like, yeah. And he's like, we're gonna admit you, like, there's something wrong. So they did all of these tests, like, they really, did, x-rays, CT scans, pelvic exams, like, everything you think of, they did. And they found that I had endometritis, which is the lining of your uterus, it was inflamed. And that only happens when you are not cleaned out all the way by the doctors, by the midwife. So I was hospitalized, like, I was like, you know, when they admitted me, I was like, I can't go home. Like, I mean, I was like, I have a 3-year-old or almost 3-year-old and like a newborn. Like, I can't, like, you guys can't just send me home with medicine. They're like, no, like, this is serious. Like the antibiotics we only give through IV. Like, this is serious. And so I'm like, oh my god, great. So I was in there for like maybe 3 to 4 days. And the second day I was admitted, I was like hemorrhaging. Like, I had my mom bring my baby, you know, Avery. So, you know, I wanted to at least see one of the girls because Zalala was sleeping at the time. And so I was holding Avery. And then I was like, Mom, you know, can you hold Avery? Because I had to pee real quick. So she holds Avery. And then I flip over the covers, and then there's blood all over. And I'm like, oh my god, like, okay, if you guys have, like, you know, weak stomachs, I suggest you get off of this part because this is really, it's a lot of TMI, okay? So I literally lift up the sheets and there's blood. Okay, so I call the OB, or the, you know, the nurse, and then the nurse is like, oh my god, like, look at her face, is like, you know, what is going on with this girl? Like, there's something seriously going on with this girl. And so what happens is the OB comes in and she's like, we're gonna have to do a DNC. And so because I was so anemic too, also, yeah, with Avery, because I was so anemic, my hemoglobin was down to a 7, okay? So they said that if I didn't get 2 iron transfusions done, then I would have, you know, I would die. So I had to get those done, like, in my 3rd trimester. But anyway, I got those done. But anyway, so what happened, okay, so after that, yeah, so before I even go down for the DNC, before they even gave me the anesthesia, I passed out because of how much blood I lost. Like, for 2 hours straight, I was bleeding, like, so much. I lost so much blood. Like, I should have had a blood transfusion. That's how much blood I lost. And then I woke up and, you know, into the recovery room, and I was like, are we done? And they're like, yeah, you're all good, you know. But, like, it was just really traumatic. Like, I went through a lot. Avery went through a lot. Zalala went through a lot. And then after that, I had, like, you know, 2 miscarriages back to back that year, or the year after. And then I had my abortion. And then I recently just, you know, had a miscarriage not so long ago. But don't worry, on Friday I'm gonna get on birth control so this doesn't happen again. But yeah, that's why, like, pregnancy is, like, it's just not meant for my body. Like, my body just can't handle it for some reason. I don't know why. But I'm happy that my girls are healthy and they're good now. But, like, I mean, pregnancy was honestly, like, the most terrifying, the most beautiful experience ever. But yeah, so that's why if anybody asks, like, you know, why, or think that I'm such a piece of shit for getting the abortion, like, honestly, that's why. It's because of the complications I had with my girls. Like, that's why I didn't want to do it. But, you know, but yeah, so that explains, you know, my pregnancy stories. Like, it's just my body. For some reason, I just can't. For some reason, my body just doesn't want to do it. Just doesn't want to go through with it. And when it does, bad shit happens. I don't know why, but the good thing is I have my 2 beautiful, healthy girls, and that's all I need. Zalala and Avery, like, they're the ones that saved my life. Like, those girls mean everything to me. Like, you have no idea. They're my angels. Like, but yeah, that's gonna end the story. Sorry for, you know, making this so long, and anyone that's watching, you know, thank you for watching. But yeah, I'm gonna end this now though. So thank you for watching. But yeah, those are my 2 pregnancy stories that were successful, but not successful at the same time, if you know what I mean. But I hope you guys have, you know, a great rest of your day, night, and I'll see you guys next time. Alright, love you. Bye.